Hello, welcome to our fourth evaluation question blog, in which we're going to look at how we use media technologies in various aspects of creating our products, such as like construction and evaluation, a few other areas. So, who's going to start?
Do you want to start with research one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, research, go for it.
So obviously, first we've got to talk about how media technologies are used in the Research Lab project, and with obviously research, you've got secondary research, you've got primary research, and with our secondary research, a lot of it was done via internet search engines. So that means like Media Magazine and a lot of newspaper articles that are obviously put online, and a lot of other ways. Media Magazine was quite a good one that we used.
Yes.
So Pete Fraser's secondary research article was one that we did.
Pete Fraser, oh god, that took me ages to write that blog.
It did.
Just never got around to it.
Loved it, Pete Fraser.
What is a music video? Was that the article?
Yeah. Editing music promos was another one from Media Magazine that was on the internet. Dancing in the Distraction Factory. It was a book, but it was the internet version that we read, and it gave us basically a lot of information about everything to do with the music video, didn't it? It gave us more understanding. So it basically showed us what a music video was, critical perspectives on a music video. So it basically showed us what they are, how they're made, why they're made, techniques that they used. And so we gathered a lot of knowledge. I mean, this was very important, like genuinely really important.
I mean, we'd never done anything like this before. I mean, we've done an opening sequence, but it's a completely separate entity.
So for example,
just going in blind.
Yeah, using the internet search engines with Pete Fraser's article, we found the illustration, amplification and disjunctures of music videos. And obviously from this research, we planned that we were going to use a illustration type of music video. So that's exactly what we did, and we based our idea off that, and we used the whole theme of the song and the title, The Last One Alive, to make it around The Last One Alive, obviously in an apocalyptic setting, which again linked with the conventions of metal music videos and dark lyrics and that sort of thing. So again, that helped. Beat cuts, for example, using the internet search engine with the beat cuts also helped us show them. So for example, the characteristics of music video, which was another newspaper article source, we found the beat cuts through them. So beat cuts were a huge part of our editing process, weren't they? And they just made everything look better.
Beat cuts and jump cuts,
and jump cuts as well. So
maybe more edgy.
Yeah.
A lot of
the narrative more.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the media technologies we used well with secondary research. I knew you were going to do that. With like.
It's rarely you do a studio video moment. So.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
So we did it with finding them. So a lot of the ones we found were through the internet, whether it be online newspapers or whatever. A lot of research we did was also through the internet. So in terms of audience, the main way we did it was like we literally searched music genres, audiences by age, and then we got these tables that people had made, and you saw like that helped us in showing us our audience. So we did a lot of other research, like the quantitative questionnaires and the focus groups, etc., and that all showed us that the audience were mainly young male and between the ages of like 14 or 15 to 24 in that sort of bracket, and that helped us in the planning and construction because it showed us sort of what we needed to make, because what we needed to appeal to that target audience, and so we know our audience, so we can make our product towards them. We also use YouTube as well in the research elements, so whether that be looking at other people's music videos from previous years, or whether that be watching music videos in general. So I think we all did a piece, didn't we, on our blogs, saying this is a music video we watched, this is why we like it, and then we helped that plan our video because it showed us really good things that we could pick out and put in ours or not put in ours, depending on if we liked it or not. So YouTube was very important in that, in terms of collating the research as well. I mean, Alex used Excel, didn't we?
Yeah.
Even though that was a bit... Do you remember that?
Yeah.
No. Yambus to me.
I don't think you remember it, do you? When you couldn't type that thing in properly.
Oh God! Oh.
He's just remembered it.
I have just I was like sort of something in the back of my mind,
Yeah.
probably a repressed memory because that was hell. Like we couldn't get Excel to work properly, so what we ended up doing was as opposed to just doing that, we went into, I think we just went into Word, didn't we?
Yeah.
And just clicked insert pie chart and just made just put all the data into pie charts. Obviously, that's another technology.
It is, yeah. And that, because what we did is we did the quantitative questionnaire, so we handed out questionnaires to people, got their feedback, and then we basically collated it onto Excel, but Excel didn't work, so we had to put it into Word, which is another media technology. And from that technology, we made pie charts. So in the other vlog, I was talking about the decision to go cinematic or unfinished in terms of music video style, or in terms of narrative and performance, or narrative or performance. And all those choices were made to an extent off the decisions that were shown in research, and we only made those decisions because of the pie charts, for example, we made from the media technologies. So it's very hard to make decisions and see the data based off like about 15 sheets of paper in there.
Yeah.
But when we put them onto pie charts, we all saw as a group what these showed, and so media technologies really helped us in showing how our research could like make our decisions more effective, because it makes it so much more clear. And everything in terms of the secondary research sources that we studied, showing us what a music video was, techniques they were to make them more exciting, for example, techniques about superimpositions which we ended up using.
Yeah.
All these things were done based off media technology, such as internet search engines. We made slide shares of them,
Yeah.
which again is another internet technology. We did vlogs about some of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing a vlog now. So it was a very big crucial part in our research was media technologies. So I think the next part is planning.
I'll do that. So obviously planning is very closely linked to research, because even in the early stages, we all had an idea we were working towards, rather than going completely blind. So even the research we did was going towards a certain loose, vivid idea we had. So the planning stage, once we've done our individual research and grouped research, was really just really emphasising what we had already got, and then bringing it forward into a more concise finished product for what we were going to do for the actual making. So within planning, we did plenty of different things. Once we'd actually concocted an idea for what the narrative was going to be, for what the video was going to hold. So that wasn't obviously using technology, because that was just in our head. That was just out loud. But so what we did was, one thing we did was locations. Obviously, we had to pick the ideal places that we thought we'd be able to film in. And for the narrative side, it was relatively easy. We picked the school because we all go there, obviously.
It's convenient, yeah.
It's convenient. We can just take it after school. The teachers are there already to help us if need be. It's got the facilities, it's got the lighting, etc. So that was then at school. It was more or less just the case of picking a room.
Apart from the performance, where we took photos of individual rooms, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we compared them with each other and we had a chat about which one was best to use.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is tech.
So we did take photos of the rooms, which is what I was going to go on to say about the narrative. The narrative was a bit more grueling in finding locations. It involved not only technological aids, but also physical, in that me and Michael literally went on like a 10-mile walk, or at least it felt like a 10-mile walk, around the entire outskirts, in and out of Newborough, which is where the narrative is filmed, in the fields around Newborough. And what we did is we took my dog with me, we took Winston, and we went for a long walk, and did we use your iPod for the pictures? Yeah, we took Michael's iPod, and what we did is when we had ideas of places that we liked, and we actually got those ideas using another technology. We used the internet, we used Google Maps to look for places around Newborough that we knew were around here, but we weren't quite sure where. For instance, we knew that there was plenty of pillboxes spread around in the fields around Newborough. We weren't sure exactly where, so we went on Google Maps to find certain ones, and then used the Street View function to see what it looked like taking a stupidly long hike out there to then find out we don't like it. So that Google Maps and that kind of thing, Street View, really helped with narrowing it down without having to walk everywhere. But obviously, you don't really get a feel for somewhere unless you're there. So we did end up actually just walking. And what we did is, the first place we went to, we knew that there was the house and the crumbled house on just outside Newborough on the main road. We knew that was there because we passed it almost every single day coming in and out of Newborough. So we wanted to go visit there, have a look around. We got permission from the owner of the site.
Mark Jarvis, I think it was.
Mark, yeah. And me and Michael went there first, so we went straight there out here. We walked. It's only 5 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
We went in and Michael went in and took quite a few photos of the crumbled bit. And when we tried to look at the house, we realised we couldn't get in, and even if we did, it'd be too dangerous to film in there. Whereas it was just about safe enough to go into the already demolished house next to it. So we went and took some photos in there on Michael's iPod of different angles of the actual site, so we could have a look at those later on. And once we'd finished there, we went further into the fields. So we walked for miles and miles, it seemed like, down right past Newborough, across the bridge.
Meters, wasn't it?
It was not 100 minutes. You know what, it was actually a pretty long walk.
Yeah, it was.
To this day, it's still the longest walk the dog's ever been on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, 200 miles.
And we knew that quite a lot of the narrative would be filmed in fields along with the pillbox. So we took pictures of the different fields that we liked, different angles, to get a feel of what it would look like on the screen. And then as we were walking towards the pillbox we knew was there, we actually discovered one like covered in foliage and bushes that we didn't know was there because we couldn't see it on Street View or Google Maps. And when we saw that one, we actually liked it better than the one we were walking towards anyway, because the one we were walking towards was right next to a farmer's house, and because the house, obviously it's in real life it's not the apocalypse, so the house looks new and we didn't want to disturb them if we were filming. So we actually opted for the one we discovered by accident, which was the one covered in bushes and looked more like it was out of the question in terms of use. It looked like I haven't used for years, and so it fit well with the whole end of the world theme. And again, we took pictures of that one. We took pictures inside and out. We kind of recreated some of the shots we knew we wanted to do. So, like, for instance, there was a shot where we knew we wanted looking out of the doorway. So we took a picture of standing inside looking out the doorway.
Yeah.
And we did that for the one we found in the bushes, and we did take some pictures of the one that we were going towards anyway, just to compare them. And then when we got back, we did a quick vlog of what we did that day, and then again vlog, so that's another technology thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we compared all the photos, and then from that decided which places, which angles would look good. So that's one thing for pictures and locations, in which technology really helped us to narrow down what we needed and what we wanted. Other than that, there was the planning for the digipack and poster templates. Oh, this isn't that technological in that I mostly hand drew most of the concepts for the digipack and the poster. Because I prefer to do it like that. But we did use stuff like Flash, for instance, Adobe Flash, because obviously you can draw in that whatever you want. So we used that quite a lot to draw mock-ups, etc., and that was quite good to get a feel of what it would like to be using that on the computer. We did some little experiments with Photoshop just to see what we wanted as well.
Yeah, you just tried little tests on 2D design as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
I guess
2D
counts
design.
as
Yeah, 2D
design
design
also.
works as well, because obviously that's what we used to make the templates.
You also used PowerPoint, to make a presentation and voiceover about the digipack the planning for the digipack.
Right, it's a PowerPoint. So it's just mainly quite a lot of web applications. Right?
Are you not all hungry? Because if you are, I'll cook you some chips.
You hungry? I'll just cut this down.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like,
No, leave it in.
I'm pretty hungry.
I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Do you want me to do you some chips? Yeah.
If you want.
If you want.
Okay, so where was I?
PowerPoint presentation. No,
Yes.
2D design template.
Okay, so coming back to it, so we, like I said, we used PowerPoint. We used mainly a load of web applications to help us with the planning, because it was mainly the whole point of planning is to get the conceptual side of what you're planning to do, and to do that, you need to use those kind of web applications. So that's really where technology helped us in terms of planning. And there was also a lot of fiddling around with Final Cut as well. I mean, we were pretty experienced with it from AS Media with the opening sequence anyway. But there was obviously, because opening sequences. Alex wasn't. He's only taking it this year. But obviously, opening sequences and music videos are completely different. They seem similar, but it's a whole different world.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we wanted to fill around with what we could do that would be effective for a music video on Final Cut, and see what effects they had, see what transitions we could use, etc. So we fiddled with that as well, and that really helped us narrow down again what we would end up using, what we wanted to deliver in the final music video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So next is the construction and production,
So the actual making.
isn't it? What?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it so you can see what you've.
I'm just scrolling down on notes.
Yeah.
We'll just cut this part.
Some
details
required.
Right.
Scrolling down for notes isn't that, but we're going to cut it now. Scrolling down for notes
Now
wasn't that.
we've
We'll just
discussed
cut that.
the art of cutting it. We
Yeah,
have
but
to
like
cut
Michael
it.
nudged me like 3 times.
Well, I don't know. If you just be silent for like 2 seconds, that's gonna come.
Yeah.
And then just cut it. It's fine.
It's fine.
Right, 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Action.
So the next stage in which media technology was used, I'd say this is probably the most prominent stage.
Yeah.
For technology,
For technology,
yeah.
yes. And that is the construction and production of the music video itself. So, I mean, I'm going to get the easy part out of the way first, and that is the actual filming of it.
It's the obvious thing.
And it's just all we needed for that was just a camera, a tripod. That was the narrative, just a camera and a tripod.
Mm-hmm.
But then
It's just the one camera for the
just the
narrative.
one, just the one camera and one tripod to put the camera on.
Batteries, all that rubbish.
Yeah.
Batteries.
Batteries.
That's a given though, isn't it?
Batteries,
Yeah,
battery
yeah.
charger. And a lens, if you count that. But that's start camera.
At least you didn't break any lenses
Yeah.
during filming.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, but then performance. There was a bit more to do with it. We had about 6 cameras
Yeah,
for
about
performance,
6 cameras.
each different types.
Handheld and
Handheld,
GoPro.
yeah. So we had,
phones.
we had one GoPro that went on my arm. We talked about that a while back in
Yeah,
another vlog.
we did, yeah.
Then we had the several different just handheld video cameras that we put on Gorilla Pods.
Mini tripods and stuff.
Yeah, mini tripods. We had a movable. Did we
Yeah.
employ this?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
a
we
few
did,
shots,
yeah.
So we had a movable tripod, a regular tripod to put the heavier cameras on top, and then in terms of what was actually on screen, we had obviously the lighting we had to get right. That's mainly a rehash of what we said in the other vlogs. We had to just get the colour of the lights right, get them pointed in the right places for each shot. There was also the projection in the background itself that and coming off from that, we had to edit that in Final Cut, make all the shots fit perfectly into the time constraints of the song itself.
And put it on YouTube, which is another media technology.
We had to get the song off YouTube, use a YouTube to MP3 converter to get the song, put it into Final Cut, and then get all these shots and put them together. We had to put the cast filter over all of these to make them look dramatic and sort of dreary.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic is the word.
Sorry.
And and then we had to get that. what we'd done with that edit, and then put it into did we have it on YouTube? Was
Yeah,
that on
what,
the montage?
Yes.
for the
Yes, that was-
Alright,
that was
so
on
that then we uploaded
We didn't
that.
actually use the YouTube. We didn't use the YouTube one for the actual music video. Though.
Right.
We it was on YouTube, but we ended
But
up.
it was there as an option.
Yeah.
We actually just downloaded the actual music video
Alright.
onto my laptop.
Alright, so we had
Projected
so we had that montage, downloaded that onto Nathan's laptop, then hooked that up to the projector at the back of the auditorium, and that's another media technology we used, was the projection in the background to
That's funny, the projector.
that thing
Couldn't figure out how to turn it
Yeah,
on.
couldn't-
either.
yeah.
There's an on button and
Yeah.
the instruction on the wall.
yeah, and
It's
it
good to
also,
find out what I was doing, wasn't
yeah, yeah, that's why we needed Connor. He was mainly the lighting technician for that. But now, obviously, with all of that footage that we got, we now move on to the biggest stage of the
Yeah.
entire production, which was the editing phase. And obviously, the media technology that we used for this was obviously Final Cut. The
Pro.
Final Cut Pro.
Pro
I'm
X.
sorry.
On the Pro
Fin-
X.
Pro X.
Pro
Final
X.
Cut Pro X. I'm sorry again.
X360, 70,
Oh.
Final Cut Pro was the shut up. Final Cut Pro X was the editing software that we used. And basically, what?
Don't shout about it.
Was the editing software that we used, and obviously with each shot we had to get it cut down to the right size, know where it would be going in the video. We had to at the beginning of this, we had to edit again on Final Cut the short narrative opening for like
The
showing
montage bit,
the
yeah.
showing that it's the apocalypse, all these natural disasters happening in the
Yeah.
form of news reports.
Yeah.
Then
Again, we've
put-
got those clips from YouTube.
yeah, we
downloaded
got
them
those,
again.
got those YouTube to MP3, YouTube to MP3, YouTube to MP3. It's all YouTube to MP3.
Or YouTube to MP4.
Oh,
MP4,
YouTube MP4 in this
So
case.
video, YouTube to
isn't it?
MP4, we're upgraded.
YouTube to MP4.
Not that we illegally downloaded
No, of
all
course.
those
We are
videos.
legitimate A2 media students, and so yeah, we had to YouTube to MP4 that, put that at the beginning of the music video, get that all edited to look good. Then move on, put the song after that. Get the we had the song
From
from
matching everything up to the right.
Yeah.
bit of the song.
yeah, we had, so obviously, like I said, we began with the performance sections, getting them, the song begins with the performance section. We began with narrative, and then got that looking coherent, got it looking like there was something going on, and something that the audience could understand was going on. Getting those, and then leaving big gaps in the song for the performance sections, and so editing the performance sections, we had to get those looking in time. It was slightly harder because you don't actually have to get the narrative section looking in time because it's just narrative.
Yeah.
But we had to get the performance sections looking in time, looking.
Were there occasions where the narrative had to fit, like when you jump cut it?
Yeah.
Yes, like the
Oh,
jump,
beat
like,
cuts as
like
well.
the beat cuts and the jump cuts. They had to. That was something we talked about during planning. We found that beat cuts and jump cuts would not only help to advance the narrative, but also do it in a way that felt like it was a song.
It's basically a lot of trimming, a
Yeah.
lot of moving it around,
Yeah.
a lot of re-watching it, listening
Yeah.
to it again, seeing if it works.
Yeah, and on I think 90% of the shots in the entire video have stabilization on them.
Yeah.
Except for parts that I said in an early vlog didn't have stabilization on them on purpose, because it would help to sort of convey the craziness and the absolute just mind boggle that the protagonist is feeling. And in addition to this stabilization, there were also effects put on the shot. So we had on every band shot there was cold steel, and on every narrative shot there was
Black and white.
black and white.
And
It was-
cast on the projection.
It was going to be cast on the projection. It was going to be 50s TV, but then we found out that didn't work.
Yeah.
Because it made
It
shots
made-
too dark.
It made the quality
Yeah.
lower, actually.
Yeah.
We didn't
Darkening
have
the
really
Yeah,
range.
because they didn't have that good quality back in the 50s. So
Yeah.
it's like,
We just thought it looked cool.
yeah, didn't.
But it looked cool. It just
It
didn't
looked
work.
right in the preview,
Yeah.
but didn't work over
Yeah,
the
but,
scale we needed it to.
So yeah, and then also for all the performance shots in the all
I was very happy.
all the
Yeah.
performance shots, all the performance shots that were chorus where we were originally intending to have the performance, they all had Earthquake on them,
Yeah.
all of them. And then when it got into the chorus, we left Earthquake off to convey
Yeah.
the sort of slower. So the sound is no longer shaking the camera because of how massive and ear-poundingly soundful it is.
Yeah.
Nice technical language there.
And then there was one section during the narrative where, like I said, we didn't put stabilization on, but in addition to this, we also added Earthquake to that as well.
Yeah.
Flashing aura to sort of blur it to again disorientate the audience is the correct term. Disorientate the audience.
Yeah.
Disorientate the audience.
We tried like superimpositions,
Oh yes, the superimpositions. Yeah.
graphical matches.
Yeah, graphical. Thank you. The superimpositions is something that we had to do, which meant basically turning the. I know why you're saying that. We had to basically tone down the opacity of the shot to 50%, and then put another shot underneath it. And then add in fades. Fades in and out is another thing.
Changing speeds as well. That
Changing-
was a huge
yes.
part.
Speed, especially with the
Okay, one thing at a time, please. Okay.
Okay, just
All right.
stick with it.
So the superimpositions, like I said, opacity of one shot down, put another shot underneath. It makes it look like two shots are playing at the same time. It looks really good. We did this a number of times in the video, such as for the Ever the Same line on the Burning Match, and Nathan when he's searching through the car, and because that scene was really long, and we needed something to sort of break it up a bit. So we had other Nathan singing on the opposite side of the screen, and also what ended up looking quite good with that was during that part that Nathan was singing, in the background there was actually an explosion, so that covered this side of the screen, so that almost made it look like this Nathan was going to self-destruct, so it's foreshadowing. That's pretty cool. Accidental foreshadowing.
No, we did it on purpose.
Yeah, I promise. And then the next part was what was the other things?
Speed.
Help me.
Yeah.
Speed. That was it. That was the next one. That
We did speed.
We
That was
that
AS.
really
That was
bad.
AS. That was AS.
the speed, I think, was more prominent. Was more prominent in the performance shots, especially the solo, when we had to make it look like that these fast-paced notes and things were really coming out of the instruments. Although there were some sections in the narrative where we did do that, like again in the section where the protagonist is going crazy. We sped up not to 200% like we did for some of the solo shots,
Yeah.
but still to make him look a bit faster, a bit more fast-paced. Then there was also we did that for the eating scene where it's just devouring that can of beans.
Oh, not mind me. Disgusting.
Yeah, and then what else? Give me a hand here.
I think that's
Yeah.
about
Graphic.
it.
What was the graphic?
One more thing.
Yeah.
The graphical match, and that's basically cropping the image. Like we cropped some of the images to Ken Burns and
Ken
cropping.
Cropping it a lot.
Cropping and
Especially with the-
Cropping and Ken Burns were very prominent because obviously we knew where we wanted the focus of the shot to be, and so if we had anything that didn't need to be there, we would just get it out of the shot, and it made the whole thing look.
Like the bit where the wallet was thrown on the camera.
Yeah.
Obviously, when the camera was up, I couldn't
Yeah.
see it, so my
Yeah.
head was in the bottom left corner.
Michael's forehead.
So you crop that out.
in the corner.
Hello.
in the corner. So obviously we cropped that out. So some of the cropping was like absolutely necessary, and some of it was so we could show.
Artistic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so we could show the audience where we wanted them to be looking. We had like a Ken Burns effect. It's like I said about artistic direction. We had a Ken Burns effect when the protagonist Nathan finds his dead brother's jacket. We had a zoom. Michael added in a zoom on his slow zoom on his face
The
to.
audience feedback showed we needed a close up of Nathan and the protagonist, and because we didn't have a shot that linked to them good enough, I thought we put a Ken Burns effect on, so
Yeah.
it has the superimposition of the photo, and then it goes to Ken Burns on Nathan's face. It also does it at the end with the family photo, and when Nathan goes crazy,
Oh yeah, because it goes.
screams at the sky and then zooms
Yeah.
up. It also does a Ken Burns effect
Yeah.
to show Nathan's face.
And there's a fade out there as well. But
loads
yeah,
of fades.
like I was saying about the graphical match, we basically got the fade. You know, like I'm talking about fades here. We had a Ken Burns effect that zoomed in on the spotlight. So I think it was me at the beginning of the shot, wasn't it? It was the
It was
drummer.
you, yeah.
It was the drummer at the beginning, like, and then finishing playing the beat for the chorus, and then the camera would the camera also panned up, and we also added a Ken Burns to zoom in on this spotlight. So
Actually,
that
it was played backwards then. But that was the shot we played backwards.
yeah, we played
Oh, yeah.
shot.
Oh,
We
wow.
played some of the shots backwards as well. Some of them.
Because that one was focused on the light and
Yeah,
went down to the
yeah.
drum. But
We wanted it the other way around.
I mean, kind of when we did it the other way around, we realised if we did it like that and
It
then
made
faded
the
it.
sun in the next shot, didn't it?
Yeah.
They almost took over
Yeah.
from one.
So that and then at the end of that, we just basically faded that out and faded in the shot of the sun to make a graphical match.
Yeah.
That's everything for
I think
editing.
so, yeah.
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 For the Final Cut, we used it quite a lot in terms of all the effects and everything.
Oh,
needs to
yeah.
get
It was all done.
thing.
It was
Yeah.
all Final
Yeah.
Cut.
The
Everything.
only thing left to talk about with construction is probably the Digipack, the poster, in terms of like
Actually, made
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Actually making.
Oh yeah, that's well the
Well, it's only Photoshop really, and then
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
pictures
Yeah.
with cameras.
Yeah, then we used to use the camera to take photos of the wall and
Yeah.
the band members.
and Photoshop
then
was
import it
used.
in.
Photoshop was used to make like a
All of it.
Yeah.
The rest of
Yeah,
it.
Well,
to compose it all.
yeah, and also I think
We used the internet to get like solid state records, logos and stuff,
Yeah,
and then
we
we
used-
just
yeah.
put them into
Yeah.
Photoshop. I mean, you're the one who did it, so
Yeah.
you know more.
Yeah, you just take it all from because then you make sure you've got all the right stuff and you just kind of take it from the internet and put it in where you need it.
yeah. So is that
I think that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Right, we just
Just
got to
evaluation.
talk about
So
evaluation.
yeah, well, evaluation is probably the simplest one out of a lot. Is we just log the whole thing that we're in.
Yeah,
Because
but
to be fair,
this is
it's,
it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the easiest and it's probably the most effective way of doing it because it
Yeah.
allows us, one of us makes a point and we just kind of keep snowballing off it.
Yeah.
We all get, whereas if you write things down, you go back, you take things out, and you add things in, and
Yeah.
it becomes a very rigid set. Whereas if we're just kind of talking about it, the ideas come out, we kind of, bounce off each other, and we kind of
Yeah.
get the most effective evaluation.
Not to mention, it's literally so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
exactly,
should
exactly.
be saying that, but it is so much easier
Yeah.
than having to type up everything.
Yeah, you hit record and go, don't you?
Yeah.
And obviously we did when we uploaded the video to YouTube and as we said in earlier talks, Nathan shared it on Facebook. It allowed us to get feedback from a variety of sources a lot easier rather than having to, because otherwise
Yeah.
you have to go and show everybody individually the vote and
Yeah.
record their opinion and such. Whereas
We did that as well. To be fair, Me and
Yeah,
Alex
we
did
went around
both.
filming
Yeah,
people,
exactly,
uploaded it to YouTube.
which gave us the best.
It was just all blogs.
Yeah, it gave us the best opportunity
Yeah.
to get the most, the best quality audience feedback that we could.
Yeah.
Which is probably the best way to have done it. I think that's it for media
It's
technology.
got everything.
I can't think of anything else.
Can you think of anything?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that in collating all the audience feedback we had, we put it on YouTube. We made Excel pie charts, didn't we?
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all
Yeah.
blogs.
That was it helped evaluate what we did right and what we did wrong.
Yeah.
Put it on the internet, message each other through the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and just general texting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, organisation, a lot of it was obviously used by media
Yeah.
technology, which is very important.
Yeah.
But I think that's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
So yeah, thanks
So-
for watching.
Thanks for not watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, it's finished.
Let's eat chicken nugget.